Hello, welcome to the July episode of Let's Talk Tech. This month we'll talk about TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, streaming, battery backup options, Wi-Fi signal strength, and more. But first up, our tech history tidbits. On July 17, 1850, the first photograph of a star, Vega, was taken at Harvard Observatory. And on a really important date in July 20th, 1969, Neil Armstrong was the first man to walk on the moon. I remember watching this as a 12-year-old on a tiny black and white TV. And I thought I'd add some special days in July. National Video Game is July 7th. Embrace Your Geekness Day is July 9th. That's definitely my day. Celebration of the Horse Day is July 15th. So go to the Equestrian Center and visit our new horses, Gus and Sebby. And World Emoji Day is July 17th. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome to July.
Hi, Debbie. You know, July is one of my favorite months. They're all my favorite months, it seems like. But July has picnics and barbecues, and on top of it being a very historical day for our country, it's also the official day of summer, the official start of summer.
Oh, I know. July is just such a great month, isn't it? So we're going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to ask you the question of the month, which is sort of a question, but it's more about emergency on your phone. So last month, you know, we talked about SOS and how important it was on your watch, but if people don't have a watch, I wanted them to be able to learn about it on an actual phone. So I'm going to let you take it away.
Okay. Well, I was pretty concerned about this. If something happened to me, how would people reach me on my iPhone? How would they reach my emergency contact? So what I did was I took a picture of my grandchildren, of course, and I added my emergency contact information onto the picture, and then I uploaded it onto my phone. And I'm going to take you through a step-by-step of how to do that.
That is a great thing, and you know, that's really good to have something super simple. You know, sometimes we get a little technical here, so this will be nice to have basics.
Okay. Well, there are other ways to do it, but I thought we could start with this, and then you can go through how to reach emergency contacts in a different way.
Okay, great.
All right. So let me get started, and I'll tell you how I did it. I use a Mac. So first I chose a picture from my pictures, and of course I chose my grandkids. I have to use them, of course. I clicked on the edit icon on the top bar of the picture, and that looks like an upside down pencil that's in a circle. Then I click on the text icon. This looks like an A in a box. That brings up the text bar. You only have to click on it once. If you click on it more than once, you bring up lots of text bars, and trust me, I've done that. You can move the text bar to any area of the picture that you want. Then you can lengthen the text bar to the size that you want. Then type in the emergency information. I then clicked on the font icon, which looks like a capital A and a lowercase a together, to choose the size and the font that I want to use. I usually choose Arial size 10. So highlight the text and choose the font and size that you want. I then export the picture to my desktop. From there, I airdrop it to my iPhone. Once it's on my iPhone, I click Use as Wallpaper, then press Set, and voila, there it is.
That's awesome. Well, it does, you know, I mean, we're going to go, of course, we showed it on the screen, but also if anybody ever needs help, they can always go to the Mac Workshop and they'll help them take care of what you just talked about. And also, if they don't have their own Mac at home, if they just use a mobile phone, they can go there and that will help them. So that's great.
You know, I think that's one of the best resources, one of the many best resources in Laguna Woods.
Oh, I know. People, you know, that we have some wonderful things here for helping our residents. Right. So, well, that was really good because I'm really big on, you know, safety and emergency and SOS and all those things. So thank you so much again, always for coming and joining me each month, and I'll see you soon at that barbecue.
Thank you very much for having me, and take care this month. Have fun!
Oh, I will. Thanks. So let's talk again about streaming services and the options you have here in Laguna Woods Village. Our broadband, at the very basic level, you can have a cable connection in your wall that goes directly to your TV, and you'll get local channels, foreign language channels, Channel 6, and much more. This is included in the monthly HOA fee. There are no options to record this content. You can also add a splitter to this cable and push the signal to your TV and router simultaneously. That's what I use, easy and no extra cost. Going from there, you have the option to add a digital box with TiVo at an additional monthly cost, and this includes the ability to record content to a DVR. If you want premium channels like HBO or Showtime, those also come at an additional cost. There are some owners who have chosen to buy DirecTV, which uses a small satellite dish, but the cost is so much higher in general for that type of service. But for streaming, there are services such as YouTube TV, Hulu Plus Live, Sling TV, which all offer many of the channels you watch via the internet, streaming directly to your television. And you can package up premium channels or buy those channels independently. Again, you'll need a smart TV or streaming device to your TV to do any of this. I will say that using our broadband package is still going to be the least expensive option for you, but it is good to know that there's other options in case you want to just use streaming, which is often referred to as cutting the cord. So how do you choose live TV streaming services that are best for you? Of course, one of the biggest concerns, the available channels for each of those options. Getting a great deal on price is nice, but is it really worth it if you don't have access to the channels you watch and enjoy the most? Many people who want to cut the cord do not take the action because they're afraid of losing out on their favorite TV channels, including their cable or satellite packages. Also, the ability to use that familiar remote may change, and that's true. But don't worry too much about that. Many of the new options include voice control in your remote. Be sure, though, to check the list of channels with the company before choosing, and be sure that what they have is what you want. Each of these options have websites where you can fully research these features, functions, channels, options, and all the prices. And here's a couple considerations for features. How much storage your cloud DVR will offer and how many concurrent streams you can have are details that some cable users may take for granted. But they can potentially make or break the streaming experience in your household. Pay close attention to the details on features as you review each of those companies' websites for details. So what about Amazon Prime and Netflix? Well, these are actually types of streaming services often referred to as video on demand or VOD streaming services. The major difference between live TV streaming and video on demand streaming is the type of content available. The live TV streaming services carry what many would consider traditional cable or satellite TV networks as their primary sources of content. A VOD streaming services that has a library of content and it's always available to you as a paying subscriber. That means you can binge watch seasons of a show you like or watch movies at any time. Each cord-cutting household is a little bit different when it comes to standards for satisfaction from a live TV streaming services. But in the end, the conclusions are usually drawn from some method of determining the price, the channel availability, and the features. So in order to pick the right TV streaming services, you'll probably want to set your own personal parameters for each factor. Then do your own research. Most of these services offer some form of a free trial and don't require long-term commitment, so consider auditioning a couple of them before committing to one for the long-term contract. And coming up next, we'll talk about boosting your Wi-Fi signal. Let's talk a little bit about boosting Wi-Fi. And we'll start with the simplest thing you can do to try to improve your Wi-Fi signal strength. In the same way that starting your computer can clear up issues with its performance, rebooting your modem and wireless router could be the remedy for a weak or erratic Wi-Fi signal. As with anything technical, there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. So make sure you follow the manufacturer's instructions for your devices. The most basic way to reset your device, though, is to unplug it from the wall at least a minute. I go a little bit longer. That allows it to fully shut down, and then when you plug it back in, it will restart. Of course, anything connected to it will also take time to restart. Give that whole process about 10 minutes. The next thing to consider when you're trying to optimize your Wi-Fi signal is where you place your router. In general, the farther your router is from the devices connected to its signal, the weaker that signal is going to be. Ideally, you want to place your router in a central location in your home so that you're never too far from it, even if you're moving about with your mobile devices. If you use Wi-Fi primarily for streaming to televisions in your home, you'll benefit from a router being closer, obviously, to those TVs. Other things that can help are making sure the router is elevated and that it's not surrounded by other electronic devices. This is a common mistake. If you've never updated your router's firmware, that might explain the issues you're having with your Wi-Fi signal. The updating process varies, though, from router to router, but you should be able to find updating instructions on the website for your router's manufacturer. But if you're worried, you can always contact your internet provider for assistance if this feels too technical for you. The next thing is securing your signal. Making sure your wireless network is secure not only helps protect you from malicious activity, but it can also ensure that no one else is stealing your precious bandwidth. If neighbors or even just passerby are using your signal, that means there's less available to you. It's kind of like the road and the highway, too many cars. Here are the keys to keeping your home Wi-Fi network safe and secure. Make sure you're on a clear channel. If you live in a densely populated area like we do here in Laguna Woods Village, your Wi-Fi signal could be suffering from congestion. If you and your neighbors are trying to use the same channel, everyone's router performance could suffer. We do have some things in place to try to stop that, but it's always not the case. So just remember that. So what I'm about to say now is highly technical, but most routers are set up to automatically use the clearest channel available. But you should check your router's administration interface to see if yours is set on automatic. If it's not, and that option's available, select it. If your router doesn't have that option, you'll need to change it manually. And again, that could be difficult if you're not tech savvy, so contact the provider. So you can also see if there's apps hogging your bandwidth. Different apps use different amounts of bandwidth, and if you've got multiple apps running that are bandwidth hogs, like streaming a movie or a game, overall your performance is going to suffer. Most routers come with something called quality of service, QoS tools that can help you limit the amount of bandwidth different apps can use. You can use these tools to prioritize certain apps over others. For example, if you want to make sure your streaming of the big game isn't interrupted because someone in your house is playing games online, you would assign a higher priority to your streaming service than that other device's browser. Again, these are really technical things, and it's best to contact West Coast Internet for help if that's your provider. So next up, we're going to talk about Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. So what's a hashtag? Frequently, you may hear this term and wonder exactly what does that mean? Well, the dictionary says a hashtag is a word or phrase preceded by the symbol, which is the pound symbol, that classifies or categorizes the accompanying text, such as a tweet. Examples are Jessica used the hashtag parenting to share ideas, advice, and stories with other moms online. Using hashtags is essentially the way to group together conversations or content around a certain topic, making it easy for people to find that content that interests them. Hashtags can be used on just about any social media platform, but they're most popular on Twitter and Instagram. When using a phrase such as hashtag, you spell it out without spaces, such as pound using hashtags. It can include numbers, but not symbols or punctuation. The The hashtag can be placed at the beginning, middle, or end of your social media post or comment, and it allows what you have written to be indexed by the social media network. Some of the top Instagram hashtags over the last few years are love, which had 1.835 billion, or beautiful, 661 million, or happy, 578.8 million. So you heard me mention Instagram. What is Instagram? It's an entirely visual platform. Unlike Facebook, which relies on both text and pictures, or Twitter, which relies on text alone, Instagram's sole purpose is to enable users to share images or video with their audience. Over the past few years, Instagram has seen explosive growth, from 1 million users at its inception to over 1 billion in 2022. And 31.2% of those Instagram users are 25 to 34 years old. That's the ages of our kids and grandkids. If you're interested in getting an Instagram account or just created one but aren't sure how to use it, you're in luck. Here we're going to cover the basics and get you started. So here's 10 things you need to get started on Instagram. First, you have to download the app. Choose a recognizable username. Then update your profile. Add a profile picture that looks like you. Post your first photo. Now, setting up your location. For security reasons, I would allow this app to only use my location when I was using the actual Instagram app. That can be found in your device settings. Tell people you're on Instagram and start following others. If your posts are set to public, anyone will be able to see your profile by visiting Instagram.com and then your personal username on the web. If your posts are set to private, your photos will be visible to people logged into Instagram who you've approved to follow you, and that is my recommendation. So TikTok fever. It's been more than 3 years since the lip-syncing act Musical.ly, now known as TikTok, first became popular among tweens and teens, but now it's exploded. The social network has spread beyond Generation Z, and it's been downloaded over 1 billion times, including 96 million in the United States, according to some estimates from a research firm. It's also owned by a Chinese company, ByteDance, now considered one of the most valuable startups in the world. The app itself revolves around sharing 15 to 60-second video clips which are set to music, often licensed from artists and record labels. TikTok is now beloved not only by lip-syncing 14-year-olds, but also by comedians, athletes, and yes, major brands like Coca-Cola, Nike, ABC, and Google, who've all run advertising campaigns on TikTok. But the app is not just home to ads. TikTok is ground zero for some of the internet's most popular memes. Many content posters are making a lot of money making these TikTok videos and becoming what's called an influencer. You can be forgiven if you feel like you don't understand TikTok. It's not easy. The app is fast-paced and chaotic, combining elements of other apps called Spotify, Vine, Twitch into one social network. But here's what you're going to know if you want to get started with TikTok. So if you want to get started, you have to set up an account. If you don't live alone, you probably want a pair of headphones though, because there's just no way to enjoy TikTok without the sound. After you download the app, you can immediately start browsing videos, and that's where the fun begins. So the first step is you got to sign up. Head to the App Store or Google Play and download the TikTok app. When you open the app, you'll find yourself on the For You page, which is TikTok's homepage. Once you have an account, click Edit Profile to update your username and bio and add a profile photo. Then you add a link to a bio if applicable. I don't do any of that. None of it's required unless you want to really start making your own TikTok content. From there, you can go to the Me tab on the lower right-hand side of the screen. Here you'll be prompted to sign up using your phone number, email address, or pre-existing social media accounts. You can make an account using that email, your phone number, or a platform like Facebook. The app automatically assigns you a username. If you do sign up for TikTok with your phone number, the app will generate a generic username such as user1234567. Using an email address generates more personal ID although that may present privacy issues for some users. Again, unless you plan to post a video, you really don't need to fill any of that information out. But if you want to change your username, tap the icon in the right bottom corner that looks like a person upper body. Then edit profile. By default, TikTok accounts are already public, meaning anyone can see your profile and view the videos if you post any. So to adjust those privacy settings, tap the three dots in the top right corner of your profile. I have mine set to complete privacy. So now how do you navigate? Now that your profile is ready to go, it's time to watch some TikToks. The app's divided into two main feeds. Default is For You, an algorithmically generated stream of videos, similar to Instagram's Explore page. Swipe left and you'll find the other, Following, which features uploads from people you choose to follow. TikTok is like a never-ending variety show. It's pure entertainment. Follow creators who make you laugh, who post hilarious skits, or opt for adorable accounts like @CutePuppies12, which posts the tiniest dogs I've ever seen. One of my favorites is @3SouthernCatsandMama. Cute, but not PG rated. The star cat, Willow, cusses like a sailor. But it's extremely funny if you're a cat lover. There are tons of dance videos, another favorite of mine. So often there will be multiple videos on certain dance and music combinations, recipes, exercises, and the perspectives of people from all over the world are shared here. But you'll notice to the right of every TikTok video is a series of icons. The first will take you to the profile of the user who posted it. Then there's a heart, which functions just like the hearts or likes on other social media, like Instagram or Facebook. Next are comments, like a right-pointing arrow for sharing individual TikToks to other platforms. Click the arrow if you want to copy the link to a specific TikTok, for example, to share it on iMessage. One note for left-handers, you might find TikTok hard to use, at least at first, since it's oriented for right hand. The very last icon is a spinning record with music notes coming out of it. This represents the song excerpt the user is playing in their TikTok. Click on it to see the track's name and artist, as well as the feed of other TikToks that also feature that song. Don't want to see a certain kind of TikTok in your feed? Hard press on the video to reveal a Not Interested button, so press down. As with most apps, TikTok will get to know where you stop, like, and watch content, and will start to offer that first. Prepare to be entertained, though. Prepare to possibly become very attracted to TikTok. It is one of my favorite places to go for mindless entertainment and to get my mind off the stresses of the real world. So, what is Snapchat? The popularity of Snapchat has skyrocketed since 2011 when it launched. And Snapchat is especially popular with younger generations. And if you have teen grandkids, they may be using this all the time. However, you may find the whole thing a little confusing. I know I do. But I really like it for one thing, to make funny pictures of myself and my cat. So how does Snapchat work? And is it right for you? We'll discuss these questions a little bit more. So Snapchat is a multimedia app that can be used on smartphones running Android or iOS. It allows you to send pictures or videos, named snaps, to friends. These snaps vanish after they've been viewed. The platform also offers a chat function similar to instant messaging services. The main differences are, though, that with snaps, chats disappear once they've been viewed. You can change your settings so chats vanish about 24 hours after opening instead. They also can be saved by tapping on the message, either in the conversation, or you can just delete them all by tapping it again. Even so, the whole point of Snapchat is that anything sent soon disappears. So once you've downloaded Snapchat from the App Store or Google Play, you need to sign up just like these other apps using your email address. It will require your name, your date of birth, and your phone number. You need to also pick a username and a password. Despite what it says, though, you can change your Snapchat username, although it is a little bit tricky. So best to just find one and stick with that. My other best suggestion is that if you want to use Snapchat, you should spend some time after adding the app just clicking around and seeing what it does. You can also find numerous tutorial videos on YouTube. And if all else fails, find a young person in your life to show you. Remember, the purpose of Snapchat is a snap in time. So stay tuned for a few more topics, such as what is battery backup? So what is battery backup? Well, as we head into the summer months, the likelihood of power interruption is really high. So when your power goes out, so does your internet connection, which relies, of course, on power. If your devices have battery powered and are operable, your connection to the internet will be gone until the power returns. For some, this is a good way to take a technology break, but for others, it may interrupt important work or online activities. So there are many options for temporary power solutions. Some are very expensive, and if you have some other life-critical electrical items, you may want to consider those, and it might be worth the cost. But if you just want options for an hour or two of power, a quick Amazon search found many options from $100 and up, with many really good ones between about $200 and $250. For example, the product description for this model says extremely durable and long-lasting. The portable power station is equipped with premium batteries that offer 6 times longer lifespan, a drop-proof body, and a bunch of other industry-standard electrical components. But the important part are the ports for all. The power station has all the ports you need to charge your devices and appliances over an entire weekend, including 2 AC ports, 2 USB-A, a USB-C, and a car outlet. These units are portable, so not only if you use them at home, you can take them to the beach or camping to provide power for your devices. For me, the ability to keep my internet running while my laptop is running on battery power is fantastic. There are other small power sources called power banks, like the one here, designed mostly for charging a phone battery or a tablet, but they don't offer anything but low-level USB power or your iPhone, so no outlets for a standard plug. A decent one is about $30, but again, this isn't a solution for powering an actual device like your cable internet modem. These are great for travel, particularly if you're taking a lot of pictures and need to charge your phone on the fly. So as we come to the end of the show, I wanted to update you on Dwelling Live. This is a great way to have your guests easily come through our gates for temporary purposes and saves a lot of time from calling. Gate entry calls can be eliminated by using the Dwelling Live website or app. You do have the ability to have 5 permanent passes per manor. However, due to some previous issues with the online system, this can only be done through resident services now for safety. It's important to periodically check by logging into the app or the website and check who is registered to your manor with long-term passes. If you see names you don't recognize, you should contact resident services immediately and ask them to remove those names. All changes with regards to the 5 permanent passes must be done through resident services. Remember, Dwelling Live is a third-party app, and occasionally that company that hosts that app can have glitches. Just let resident services know, though, and they'll report it to Dwelling Live. So we've come to the end of our July episode. Time flies when you're having fun. Well, at least I'm having fun. The PC Club, Mac Club, and Video Club all offer regular opportunities for learning new technology, tools, and skills, and I highly recommend those options for more in-depth training. But, of course, if you have any questions, please let us know, and who knows, you might be the next question of the month. Email talktech949@gmail.com, and you can watch our show on Channel 6 on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. or Fridays at 10:30 a.m. or any time on demand on our YouTube Village television channel. And remember, be kind when posting online, and have a great day.